Hi everyone, I'm Teresa, and this is day 47 of my summer break, and I read you chapter 2 of Amelia and Bedelia. Set sail on Monday because I was busy on Tuesday and yesterday, so today I'll read you chapter 3. Chapter 3, Nautical Rules of the Road. The sun had just peaked above the horizon. It was the crack of dawn. "Come on, guys," said Amelia and Bedelia's father. He was standing in the doorway of Jason's room. "We've got a date with a chartered party boat." "It's too early for a party," said Amelia and Bedelia, burrowing her head in under her pillow. This is a horn honking, "Ban!" And this is Amelia and Bedelia's dad. "Way too early," muttered Jason. "This is a fish catching party," Amelia and Bedelia's father said. "The fish are hungry now, and you're keeping them from their breakfast. We'll have a whale of time, I promise." "Ugh," said Amelia and Bedelia. She definitely did not want to catch a whale, but she knew better than to stand between her father and fun. And actually, she loved fish too. She'd once won a bass fishing tournament with her fishing buddy, Audrey. They made it to the pier just in time. They raced past sailors lined up for the early bird special at the marina dinner. They rushed past a woman wearing big rubber overalls and boots and cutting up smaller fish to use for bait. As they boarded the real Bussy, their fishing vessel, there was a prolonged blast from the ship's horn. It was so loud they all covered their ears. "What was that for?" asked Jason. "For about 5 seconds," said Amelia. "What was that for?" asked Jason. "For about 5 seconds," said Amelia and Bedelia. "Right you are," said a gruff voice behind them. It belonged to a man barely taller than Jason. This is Amelia and Bedelia putting her head under her pillow. This is a whale blasting water. And here are fish. He wore a dark blue baseball cap with a huge gold anchor on the front. Blasting the horn for 4 to 6 seconds lets everyone know we're leaving the pier. It's the rule of the road. "We're not on a road," said Amelia and Bedelia. "We're on the water." There are nautical rules of the road," said the man. "Ships have to obey traffic rules just like cars. Otherwise, we'd run into each other left and right." "You mean port and starboard," said Jason. "Ahoy, matey," said the man. You're salter than you look. Follow me and let's see what you know." "Are we starting at the pointy end?" asked Amelia and Bedelia, pointing toward the front of the boat where her dad was helping himself to a donut and a cup of coffee. "Bow," said the man. Amelia and Bedelia faced him and bowed at the waist. "Well done," he said, laughing. "But the front of the ship is called the bow. The back is called the stern. On a ship, you walk forward to the bow or aft to the stern. This is a salt bottle. And this is Amelia Bedelia's dad holding a coffee cup, getting a donut from a box of donuts. And it says donuts on it. Now let's head for the bridge. We are heading straight for it, said Amelia Bedelia. She pointed up at the bridge that her dad had called a causeway. It was the same one they'd driven over to get to the beach. Now they were about to cruise under it. They climbed a ladder and entered a room full of radar screens, computers, radios, knobs, and a big wheel. "Morning, Captain Will," said the woman standing at the wheel. "You're the captain," said Jason to their tour guide. "Welcome to my bridge," said Captain Will. This is Amelia Bedelia bowing to Captain Will. This is Amelia Bedelia and Jason climbing up the ladder to the top of the boat. And this is Amelia Bedelia and Jason with Captain Will looking at the front of the boat. All the buttons and stuff. That's what we call the room where we pilot the ship. "Have a seat, young lady." Amelia Bedelia jumped up into the captain's chair. They were almost directly under the causeway bridge. "Press the button for 5 seconds," said Captain Will, pointing at a button on the console. Bang! The horn echoed under the bridge. "Wow, what rule was that for?" asked Jason. "No rule," said Captain Will, laughing. "We just do that for fun. It wakes any drivers falling asleep behind the wheel up on the bridge." Amelia Bedelia remembered her father's reaction when the exact same thing had happened to him. Just then he appeared on the ship's bridge. "I've been looking all over for you two," he said, brushing sugary crumbs from his windbreaker. I've been up to the pointy end and back to the rear. I've been looking for you left and right." This is Amelia Bedelia, Jason, and Captain Will looking out the top of the boat's window with the horn honking. Bang! And this is the boat marked with all the parts of it in words. Bridge. Fore or bow. Aft or stern. Captain Will shook his head. "Does this landlubber belong to one of you?" he asked. "Dad, this is Captain Will," said Amelia Bedelia. "Welcome, sir," said Captain Will. "After you catch some big ones, these kids can take you on a tour. They could teach you a few things." The real Bussy arrived at the fishing spot about an hour later. Captain Will positioned his ship above some wrecked boats and old train cars that had been sunk on purpose to give fish and other sea creatures a place to live. Amelia Bedelia and Jason cast their lines and hauled in fish after fish. "Looks like we ran into a school of fish," said Amelia Bedelia's father. You'd think they'd learn how not to get caught, said Jason. Well, they didn't learn how to skunk us today, said Amelia, Bedelia's father. This is Amelia, Bedelia, and Jason reeling in their fish on their fishing rods. And this is the School of Fish reading something. Yucko, said Amelia Bedelia. She rose up on tiptoes to whisper in her father's ear. That's one thing I do know about boats, sweetie, he said proudly and loudly. The bathroom is called the head. A crew member who had overheard him smiled and pointed toward a door near the stern. If you see a sign that says poop deck, don't do it, said her father as Amelia Bedelia headed aft. Jason burst out laughing and said, only pirate ships have poop decks. Amelia Bedelia blushed like crazy, wondering if her father thought it was his job to embarrass her every chance he got. As the real Bussy cruised back into port, Amelia Bedelia sat with Jason and her father on the bow. It was a beautiful day and they had plenty of fish to cook for dinner. But the breeze blowing through Amelia Bedelia's hair made her homesick for her dog finally. Her dog loved sticking her head out the car window into the wind. Finally would love the real Bussy's windy bow. For some reason, Amelia Bedelia blurted out, bow! Wow, said her father. Wow, added Jason. This is a skunk. This is the sign that says poop deck. This is Amelia Bedelia with her arms crossed. And this is Amelia Bedelia thinking of finally putting her head out the car window. And here are some words saying, bow, wow, 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 wow. Hearing bow, wow, wow made her miss finally even more. She was so busy feeling sad, she didn't notice that the real Bussy was passing under the causeway bridge. Ban! Blared the boat's horn. They all jumped, then started laughing. They laughed all the way back to the pier. This is Amelia Bedelia's dad, and Jason covering their ears because the horn is honking. Ben! Bye everyone, I'll read you chapter 4 tomorrow.